Hey, it's a Humble Collector here, and in today's video, we have a Militaria Haul, because I went to the MAX show in Monroeville over this weekend, the weekend before when I'm recording now. So if you don't know what the MAX show is, it's this huge military expo, takes place in PA every year, and I knew about the MAX show, I just didn't realize it was that close to my house, so Wednesday, I found out about it and found out, how close it was, and then I decided to go. Got together a couple friends, and it was great. I mean, if you've never been and you're in the area, go. It's an amazing thing. It's moving to York, PA next year, though, so just keep that in mind. But just like hundreds and hundreds of tables, probably millions of dollars worth of stuff. Some of the highlights, somebody was selling an MG34, a dummy MG34, but the price on that was excellent. Didn't buy it, though. Sorry about that. Also, somebody had a Imperial German cruiser flag for World War I. And we're talking, this thing was like 16.5 feet long. Like, it was amazing. Just had so much good stuff. And I managed to get some of that good stuff and bring it home. So we'll start with the big items, and then we'll move over to the photos, the death cards, because I spent over half my money on that over the show. So we'll go through these items real quick. The first one here is this piece. This is a dug-up firearm piece, and the guy who sold this to me said he dug it up in France near Verdun, so he didn't know what it was from. He thought it was from a World War I machine gun of some kind, but based off of the way that the grip is here and everything else, I think this is actually off of an MG42, or another MG series World War II era machine gun, which is pretty cool. So if I'm right about that, or if it's a different machine gun, let me know. But I think this is actually from an MG42, which is pretty stellar. Also, at the show, I found this. It's about a third, a fifth, a fourth of a Sten gun. It's part of a Sten gun. Got the original magazine there. Then, yeah, it's missing like the barrel shroud. That's been cut, and then the rest of the receiver has been cut as well. One of these days, I'd love to, because I'm in the U.S. and we're allowed to do this, I'd love to get a license that would allow me to actually rebuild some of these machine guns from World War II that have been turned into like display guns. Just because, that's a thing that we could do in the U.S. If you're a law-abiding citizen, you can afford the license. So one of these days, I'd like to do that. So I'll keep a hold of this until then. But, yeah, pretty cool piece. I didn't expect to find that. But yeah, it's a Sten Mark III, by the way. I suppose I should show that to you. Come on. Yep, Sten Mark III. Maker mark here is S68. Right there. And I looked up what maker that was, but I honestly can't remember at the moment. And it's not super important to what we're doing right now. Now this was a really cool piece. This is a shell casing from the deck gun of a World War I German U-boat. And what's cool about this is I talked to the guy who was actually there when this was recovered. So essentially, I have paperwork for it here. Right. So this is 5.5 centimeter shell salvaged from the Vorbo Stimboat or armed trawler Frigg. So essentially, this was supposed to, help resupply the U-boats, and it was full of these shells and things that they would take out to the U-boats to resupply them. And what happened is that she hit a mine in 1917 and sank off the Zeebrugge, and all of these shells that were going to be used to resupply those U-boats were stored in barrels, which were zinc and waterproof. And what's really cool is I have photos from the recovery effort. So this is what some of those shells look like. And this is them in the barrels. And then this is them actually getting pulled out of the mud. So really cool. So obviously the shells were live when they were brought up. They had to demill them, take out the... apparently all of these were high explosives. They had to take out the high explosive round, charge, everything like that. And then I also gave me this, which is a picture of the gun, which is a 5 centimeter deck gun. Yeah, I know the thing's rolling, but it's not going to roll off the table, so that's fine. But yeah, pretty sweet piece. U-boat stuff's cool. I don't have anything from U-boats, and even though that one didn't technically come off a U-boat, It's close enough for me. Yeah, that guy actually had some really nice relics. I'm going to have to get in contact with him and see what else he has, because he said he had more stuff than what he brought to the show. Moving on, I got 2 death cards here that we'll be translating in the near future. This is Berthold Hemmel. Oh, he was in an infantry submachine gun company. I kind of just grabbed these. I didn't even really give him a close look. And I also just realized he has a cloth wound badge on. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's really cool. Did you guys know that was a thing? I didn't know they made cloth wound badges. I know they made cloth some badges, but wow. Alright, that's cool. And, yeah, Andreas Zettel here. But yeah, pretty cool. And now down to the photos. So, first thing first, literally like the second table I went to at the show, I bought these. 4 sheets of photos. Of particular note here, we have a railway cannon. That was the main reason I bought this grouping. Any other particularly interesting photos? I don't believe there were. There were some officers here. This guy has an officer's dagger, as you can see there. It's pretty neat. We had like some unit photos. This is like in winter gear. That's pretty cool. And here they all are with Mauser 98Ks, looks like. But yeah, so I probably spent, of all the money I spent at Max, I probably spent half of it on photos. There's just one guy, he just had bins of photos. And the prices were really good. And I just couldn't say no. So I got a wide variety of photos and postcards here. Got a combat photo from somewhere on the Western Front. Don't really know where. It's American soldiers. Have a German officer here who, if that'll focus, I think he has... Well, looks like maybe... Can't tell if that's a infantry assault or a Panzer badge. I think he's Luftwaffe, so maybe one of the pilot badges. I saw he had some medals on. I'll have to get like a magnifier and see if I can figure out what those are. Postcard here that I'm looking forward to getting translated. Another postcard. All the postcards I have writing on the back, feld post, so I'm really excited to get those looked at. We have one here of American soldiers in Germany. It's a Stort tank there. Don't know what's going on with this photo, but it's got writing on the back. So like I said, I'll get that one translated. Yeah, another postcard. Another postcard. This is a World War I postcard, which is really cool. 1915. So I'm looking forward to getting that one translated. We have Kriegsmarine sailor here. He has the Minesweeper badge on. And hopefully, I'd like to be able, based on his hat, I should be able to figure out what ship he was on. Got German soldiers with a puppy. Another photo here. Eastern Front, it looks like. Writing, 1941. Soldier receiving communion. I believe this is General von Blumberg. I believe. Yeah, Werner von Blumberg. Pretty neat photo. Now this one, I'm not sure if this is American, like an American, African-American company, because the army wasn't desegregated at the time, or if this is like French colonial troops, maybe after Dunkirk. Unfortunately, there's no writing or designation, so if you know anything about that, definitely let me know. Got a burning village over there in Russia. This is pretty cool. This was taken before a test flight for, I believe, BF-109E. So I'm looking forward to getting that translated. Another railway cannon photo. Another, what looks like another famous personality. I'm not really sure who. I have to get that translated. If you know, let me know. And German stretcher bearers. So yeah, pretty cool photos. But then, besides that, so I looked through a bunch of his photos and I bought all these. And I was like, okay, we were on a time crunch because we couldn't even be there for the whole show. We got there right at 9 when it started, and we had to be out of there by 2 at the latest. Because we had a prior engagement for later in the day. And so we spent probably 30, 35 minutes just looking through the guys' photos. I was like, all right, we got to go. I told him, hey, we'll come back later. And we did. Because I had been talking about I like photos with vehicles in them. And he actually had a whole section of vehicle photos I didn't even get to look at during that first visit. So the second visit I went back, and got some pretty exciting photos. I just want to organize these the way I want to show them to you guys in order of historical significance, maybe. But the first one here is the back section of a French B1 tank. It's had like the side of it blown out, it looks like. He had a bunch of pictures of B1 tanks, but this one was kind of cool. It almost looks like from this angle, it almost looks like a World War I land ship. So besides that, we have this photo here, which is of a T-34 that was destroyed. And you can see here the turret is. It's been blown, well, it looks like a solid 20 feet away from the rest of the tank. So unfortunately, I don't think the crew survived that one. Then moving along here, we actually have a KV-2, which is pretty neat. You'll see a lot of photos of KV-2s, and also KV-1. This one is interesting, though, the KV-1, because if you look at it here, it has that white cross on the side, and I don't know if that means that this is a KV-1 that was captured by the Finns during the Winter War, or if that was like their way of designating that this thing had been knocked out. So if you happen to know anything about that, let me know, because I'm, like I said, not really 100% certain. I'm going to come back into focus. Come on. Yeah, not 100% sure. If you know anything about that, please let me know. I'd really appreciate it. And the last one here, most expensive photo I bought all day, and definitely one of the coolest, most rare. It's a Char 2C. Now, if you're not familiar with the Char 2C, it's like a freaking super heavy tank. If you played Battlefield 1, it was a behemoth on 1 or 2 of the maps. But yeah, turret. I think it has 3 turrets, 2 on the back, or 1 front turret, smaller back turret. Thing's massive. The thing that you see in front of it's a railway car, just for comparison, like a flatbed. I believe the French army had 7 of them during World War II. I don't think any of them actually ever saw combat. I think they were all destroyed before that. But yeah, there were only 7 made, I believe. And this is a photo of one of them. So pretty rare, all things considered. But yeah, that was my haul for Max. It was a great show. Now that I kind of know that it's relatively local, even though it'll be much further away next year, I'm going to definitely plan on going back. And yeah, hopefully I can find some more interesting stuff to take a look at. And yeah, overall, can't recommend going to that show enough. It was wonderful. People there are great. You'll see all kinds of amazing things. Oh, I actually did forget an item. Let me grab that from over here. Pack of 1944 issue SS soap, I guess. Never seen that before. Not 100% sure if this one was real, but the price was good enough. They had a whole box of this stuff, like surplus. They had this, and they had shaving cream as well. But, yeah, 1944 dated. Yeah, that's the only thing in here I'm not 100% sure if it's real. The photos, of course, are real. All the other stuff looks real. But yeah, that one I'm not 100% sure on. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. Love hearing from you guys. Thank you all for watching. Happy collecting. And I'll see you all again soon.